Big weekend of footy, Cage. Now, let's get down. We'll talk about the Crows in a minute because they won. Power losing by that 1 point. But Barry Hall certainly has to be the talk of the weekend, Cage. How can Scotty Thompson start the game, elbowing him in the back, pushing him over when he's trying to do up his shoe? Finally, Barry snaps, gets him in a headlock, and they say, oh, it's all Barry Hall's fault. Where was the third umpire when this all started, Cage?
That's the issue. That's why the third umpire was introduced to our game of football, to pick up incidents that happen behind the play. There's no doubt that Barry Hall was targeted. There's no doubt in my mind the umpire should have taken control of it. And what they did to Barry Hall was an absolute disgrace, Jim. No question about that. And if that's how we are going to promote our game, then I feel sorry for the Australian rules football there.
All right, what about when he's trying to leave the ground and blokes from North Melbourne are bumping him as he's trying to get off the field?
Absolutely ridiculous.
Does Brad Scott have something to answer for? He came out and said, oh, I'm proud of the boys. Well, Cage, if he's proud of the boys for carrying on like that, I think it's time for North Melbourne to look for a new coach. Nothing. What skill did Scott Thompson exude in what he was doing to Barry Hall? They could have got a guy out of World Federation Wrestling to do what Thompson was doing.
I don't mind a defender trying to intimidate a forward. That's always been a part of the game. But hey, there is a line in the sand, and there's no doubt that North Melbourne went over that line. And I come back to my point. The umpires, there are three of them there to control such incidents. They didn't do it, and the three of them should be dropped. There's no question about that. Brad Scott should be sanctioned by the AFL for saying he endorses that style of football, and that's not how our game should be played. It's ridiculous.
Well, how angry do you reckon the Bulldogs will be, Cage? Go back to last year, of course, they're playing St Kilda. Brian Lake bumps into Rewalt, bumps into him, and they kick a goal and they miss out on playing in the grand final.
Filthy.
And you're watching that go on and you're saying, this is absolutely outrageous.
You would be absolutely filthy. And I'll be... What did they expect Barry Hall to do when there's three North Melbourne players attack him? Of course you're going to instinctively defend yourself and put a bloke in a headlock. What else could the bloke do?
I reckon he's got him in the headlock too, Cage, and he doesn't want to let go because the minute he lets go, the other blokes are going to start belting into him. So why he's got him in the headlock? They're just trying to get the bloke out of the headlock.
Well, I just hope the AFL just look into this situation, because that's not what we want to see in our game of footy.
Fine for Barry Hall, that makes it look nice and easy, and I reckon some games for Thompson.
I tell you what, Western Bulldogs, if Barry Hall cops a suspension, and his record is poor, I'm the first to admit that, if he cops a suspension, I reckon you'll hear the Western Bulldog officials from Melbourne there.
All right, just quickly, Cage, Crows by 12 points. You've got to be happy over the Brisbane Lions, but wouldn't have called it a confident 12 points, would you?
No, but hey, 4 points, just give them 4 points, and hopefully now that'll give them some confidence to move on, although the fact is that Knights looked as though they'd be out for 10 weeks and Bernie Vince ankle's worse than they first thought. It just keeps on happening.
All right, 33 points down at the start of the last quarter. Power get it back to win 1 point.
Don't deserve to win.
Can I ask you this? No Warren Treadray, no win. No Rewalt, no win. No Jonathan Brown, no win. How important is that centre half forward if you've got a beauty playing in that spot?
Look, they're important, there's no question, but I don't think Rewalt's costing St Kilda to play they are. I don't think Treaders. They hit the front. They were 6 points in front at the 28-minute mark of the last quarter, Port Adelaide. They had their chances to win it, and what they did for the first 3 quarters, played dumb football, absolutely dumb football, and really and truly, if we're honest, they didn't deserve to win.
All right, well, good weekend of footy.
Yeah, great.